Great. Oh, there's not much left of it now.
Here we go, over the kicker. Oh, it explodes as it lands.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Speed Without Engine, the place where fast-paced action meets pure fun. Get ready for some sick designs, crazy crashes, and tons of laughs. Let's go. They were inspired to build this while they were all on holiday in India. They saw the Festival of Colours. Oh, it's gone! Chin's being dragged on the floor. It's coasting rather than flying, the kicker. They can't gain any momentum because they're scrubbing all the speed off with the friction at the front. Should be fine round there because there's not enough speed to really trouble them. Thoroughly enjoying the day, though. Everybody is here. Under the posts. Finish line. 59 seconds is still very, very good. And whether it can stand the challenges posed by the two kickers. A little bit of a wobble on. Not as fast as it could be, this. It looks a little bit difficult to keep straight. Oh, there's not much left of it now. Well, then that might have been a little bit quicker. I don't think that kicker actually did it as much damage to the soapbox as we initially thought. It's just the outside stuff coming off. He's still celebrating. He's got this kicker to deal with. Here we go. Keep your fingers crossed. Over, no problem. That's fine. That's fine. Easy enough through there. Just a little bit of a gap. No problem. Through you go. One more kicker to do. Still weaving a little bit. He's having to wrestle with it all the way down. It's probably going to cost him a bit in terms of the time. Probably just scrubs off a bit of speed. Let's have a look. Yeah, 58. Lino and Ange. Driver, co-pilot. Theo and Jean-Paul making up the team. He's flying, this one. The flying sardine. Down we go. There's the kicker. Now, can they get this big, awkward soapbox around this bend? I tell you what, that's good if they can keep it, keep it, keep it. Absolutely, they can keep it. Posts. Down towards the finish. Let's have a look at the time. This looks good. 56, fantastic. Our creativity was okay. So they are going to need a good run here. And as it was being pointed out at the top, it's quite nicely put together, this. Quite low centre of gravity. Should be relatively easy to steer. And it looks pretty sturdy as well, which I think we're finding today, aren't we, that this course in Bern is testing the rigidity and the strength of a lot of these soapboxes. So down we go. They're fine up there. It's quite small as well. It's quite narrow, look, so there's a bit more room on the circuit for this team. Some of the teams have built wide soapboxes and they can't just get it round the bales, but this one's fine. It will get tricky, as we know, the further down we go. Now, the step's fine, not particularly fast over there. And then the downhill drop, that's where it goes uphill, scrubs your speed off, and then we give you the momentum to really whole shot you around this berm here. Middle of the berm, that's fine, really nice. Now, can you get left? Yes, you can, of course you can. She designed a good soapbox, and you've steered it well, and you can celebrate over the finish, and you can clock 125.18, which is one of the better times today as well. These cars that we've seen today, a lot of work's gone into it. There's been a fantastic spirit among all of the competitors. Anyway, here go the Team Spitfire in the Firebird, and down it goes, and they are convinced it's going to come back in one piece, and it's going to go down a storm. They're safely over the first obstacle, arriving at the wedge. So far, so good. Bit of a heavy landing there. Over the apples and pears, still in one piece and still moving extremely well. They did tell us this. No excuses, really, with the amount of technology that's gone into putting it together. Over the kicker to finish. It's a heavy landing, but it's a really good run. It's a fantastic-looking car, and they didn't let anybody down, did they, with the technology that went into putting it together, clearly paying off. And it was a really smooth ride as well, which finished over the kicker, landing on the front two wheels, then the back down, and over the finish line. Really good run by Firebird. They show us how it's done here at the Red Bull Soapbox race. And this looks like the kind of soapbox that does well. When you think about previous winners of... Flies over there, no problem at all. Hey, that's brilliant. Really good. Very good job. Second kicker on the horizon. Here we go, over you go. That's not a problem, that's really good. Over the kickers, through there. Look at the speed he's got coming down towards this final kicker. Lots of speed to take towards the finish line. This could be a good one, this. Over he goes, 42.92. It was a good one, Austrian Embassy. So many smiling faces here, so many people happy to be part of this Red Bull Soapbox race here in Oslo.
So, can they set the mark? Creativity was faulted, so they've had a pretty decent start if they can keep this thing on the track and get themselves down and set the kind of target of a time that they need to today. Don't forget, the top 5 teams are going to race off, and then it's all about speed, all about time. That's how we're going to decide today's winner. No problem there through the water. Nice and spectacular, splashing everywhere, but perfectly fine. So escaping Staboret, very much on the move. There's the berm, no issue through the berm. There's been no issues really since the start. They're going to pick up a lot of speed now down here. The onboard camera shows you that, coming down towards the kicker where they're going to really take off. And over the finish line in 57.27.
Surely somebody's got to post the time and get down there. Good performance score, 49. The judges like that. There's the berm. He's got a bit higher than most. That might make him faster than most. That might be a problem. Down the car wash. Here now the fun starts through the water. He's okay. Don't celebrate yet. Down the stair set. He's okay. Oh, he's lost the back end. He's still going. Can he get down to the finish? I'm sure he can. Donald Duck's on fire. Down he gets to the finish line. Now the drop at the end. He's done it. 33.08. He's in one piece as well. Brilliant. Duckstad PV. All it took was a man dressed as Donald Duck and they made a mockery of the course. Why didn't everybody think of that? Brilliant. It's a shame really because it looks so nice at the top. It will look nothing like that by the time they get to the bottom. The berm is first and the berm is negotiated. At this stage the pilot thinks, what's all the fuss about? Now he's going through the tunnel and he's starting to realise. There's the water and he's through there. Here we go down the stair set. He's okay there. He's got through there somehow as well, and he's going to get to the finish, and it's a good run, this. Minor damage to the front, down the drop at the end. Fantastic run. Always in control, never troubled, nice and quick, nice and smooth, and what a fantastic time as well. Absolutely brilliant. It's Serge. I think in all my experience of the Red Bull Soapbox race, I've never seen one modelled on a motorbike. But we've got that today, and we'll see whether he can control it. He's really set off at a clip here. Looks nice and composed, doesn't he? Different steering mechanism, different style from behind. He's probably the smoothest through there that we've seen. And the Belgian cobbles, no problem at all. Really got this one under control. Here's Big Air, fine through there. Might need a bit more speed. See if he can get that in the final part of this steep circuit here in Brussels. And down to the finish line. That's, oh, look at that! It was going so well, 46.22. He loved it. Watch this at the end. Don't bother about the brakes. Bang! Straight over the handlebars. We've all done that, haven't we? Look, Mum, no hands. Look, no teeth. And this might be made for speed. Has it got the strength and endurance? They've certainly started off well. Now, can they mind the gap? Yes, they can. Over safely there. Decent run on the cards here. Two competitors in this particular car. The wedge, no problem. Oh, straight into the hay bales and out. Nice rhythm, back to the run again. Look at the damage on the front. Over the apples and pears, almost went wide again. The chute almost catches the ground. Down they go towards the kicker. Is there going to be enough left of this kart to survive the kicker? Because look at the damage. Here we go. Over the kicker. Oh, it explodes as it lands, but they get over the finish line. And that was a brave, brave run by 2Ps in a cod, because the 2Ps were out of the cod halfway down. But this is where it started to go wrong. Over the wedge, and then they lose control. Went to the right and out into the hay bales. And then over the kicker with what's left of 2Ps in a cod. And they just about got there. What drama we've got here today. Fantastic stuff.
Now it's time for Sammy to put his money where his mouth is and deliver in SH11. And SH11 is fine through there. Towards the kicker. Sammy, keep your concentration. Over! Oh, he's got to get out! Had to bail out! The nose got stuck in the middle bit. The fact it happened so slowly, look, he's got time to think it through. Moving down towards the finish, one little kicker just before the finish line, and under in 109 0.35. How difficult it is. I've got the best seat in the house and I'm not moving. 28 for the performance. Here's the burr. Nobody's gone high through there. Now the car wash. Doesn't look like this car needs much of a wash, actually. Through there, that's fine. Now here's the tunnel. This is where it starts to get interesting. I can't wait. Through the tunnel and okay. Down, oh, look at the bonnet through the water. Control, and that was it. Look, from that point on, he's not in control of the soapbox. You can't write this, can you? Down the stair set, over the other side. I don't think he's in control anymore. I think he's just going down there itself. Through that little chicane at the end and over the finish line, and then there's the drop, and it's way to the bottom from there. I can't believe this today. So off they go. 33 for the performance. And Lynn looks like she wants to stand here. Will she stand all the way down? Vlad's got it moving over the bridge. Cheered on by this huge crowd in Paris today. There's that little left-hander they've got to get around. The big sharp right-hander is next. Then you can see the finish when you get to this point. Over the kicker, around the corner, down the final steep part, and over the finish line. And Lynn did manage to stand all the way down, 46.63. And never really a part of the circuit where they were struggling. 58 for the performance. It's all gone well for them so far, with the full body on the soapbox and through the road banks without any drama. Car wash. Here's the big kicker. They've had the smaller one at the top, now the big one. And I think that's one of those runs that you look back and say it went exactly how we wanted it to go. Going on the clock towards the ramp. Over the ramp we go. It's been nice and smooth. Hasn't been any problems on the way down.